Greetings, Activz, and welcome to the August Founders Call. I'm joined here with David Brown, the one and only, and it's great to be with all of you. We let this month slip by us a little bit, David. We always are very punctual, right on the 15th. This month, it's not going to be until, close to a week later, but we've had a lot going on, haven't we? But still, we're technically in the middle of the month, and so it's not too late to share what's been going on, what we're excited about, and a little bit about July. Some big things in July. And David, you and I were just talking about July. I traveled on the 24th or the 23rd, 22nd of July back to Utah in preparation for our virtual global meeting on the 24th. And it was great to be back there. And it was fun that our global event coincided with what's celebrated in Utah as Pioneers Day. And what we're doing here at Activz is, very much akin to a pioneering activity. We're very much a startup, and all the distributors in the US and all of our countries all around the world, they are quite literally pioneers. And so it was fun for me to be there in Utah. And let's talk a little bit about that. Remind everybody what we did at that event. And then we'll talk a little bit more about August. And I guess before we jump into it, David, we should welcome all the new distributors and remind them and let them know that we do this Zoom on the 15th of every month. We call it the Founders Call, and we like to highlight, our successes from the previous month and talk a little bit about what's coming down the path. So let's jump into it. David, let's talk about July. What do you remember, and what were the high points for you for July?
Well, it was an amazing month, Ryan. And, we have a newcomers call. That's the second Tuesday of every month. And I think it's the second Tuesday. But in any event, the time's going by so fast. It's hard to believe that August, is now, 2/3 of the way over almost. But we had more people, I think double the amount that we'd ever had on that call before. And I think that's reflective of just how strong July was. It ended up being our best month ever. It'd be fun to go back to our founders calls and say, okay, how many times in the past year have we said we just had our best month ever? Wouldn't surprise me. I haven't looked back and checked, but I'll bet, 8 of the past 12 months have been, designated as our best months ever. Maybe higher than that. I'm not sure. And so it's crazy. July. The event with our global event that you came out for was a tremendous success. We had more people participating in those calls on both the English and the Spanish side than we'd ever had before. We had people, on from Peru, from Colombia, from Costa Rica, from, I think somebody said we had somebody from Spain. I know we had some people from Australia. And Japan. I mean, we were all over the place, and so it was really interesting. And during that call, those presentations, we not only had, I think, maybe our best presentations ever, to tell you the truth. And I think that just like all of the people listening today are getting better, the more effort they put into it. I guess I kind of look at it as kind of like taking our products. If you take our products on an intermittent basis, you're probably not going to get the benefits that you will if you take it every single day. And if you do, you're going to notice those benefits and that your body's feeling better, you're getting stronger, you're recovering more quickly. And the same thing's true as they all build their business. The things that used to kind of bother them or make people feel a little bit sheepish or unsure of themselves. Now, with repetition and doing it over and over again, many of you are doing things just second nature that scared you to death 6 months ago. And as a company, we're getting better as well. And so we had great presentations by our doctors. We had great presentations by distributors. And I'll tell you what, we really kind of went against the grain, which is most companies really suffer during the summer months because people are on vacation. And especially with some of the restrictions on COVID being relaxed in certain areas, people wanted to get out. They wanted to go on vacations and spend more time with people. Well, I think many of the people on this call have shown that, you want to get out, but what you want to do is you want to get out and share Activz with people and tell them maybe you're not exactly like the pioneers who said this is the place, but you're telling people why Activz is the place for you and why Activz should be the place for them. And it's pretty exciting. So it was a fantastic month.
Right. Yeah. No, I would echo those thoughts. July was a great month. And it created a lot of momentum, and we're still experiencing that momentum right now, middle of August. What kind of stands out for me, David, was we finally got to announce our incentive trip, Costa Rica. I hope everybody is planning on qualifying for Costa Rica. I do want to share something that I've been talking a lot about lately. And after years of doing incentive trips, David, and you and I have gone to a lot of places actually together at previous companies, and just thinking back to my earliest experiences in this industry and getting to go on incentive trips with several different companies, there is sort of a common denominator between the people that make it and the people that don't. And it's neither good or bad or sad or happy. It's just a fact. And here's my observation. I want everyone to pay attention. If you want to go to Costa Rica with us April of this next year, here's what you got to do. Don't wait to the last 2 months to really kick your business into high gear. I see that happen so much. I see so many people get excited and say, yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to this place or that place, or I'm going to qualify for the next incentive trip. But they really wait to kick it into high gear until the last month of qualification. In this case, David, we included all of July, all of August, September, and October as our qualifying months. And then we have maintenance months in the out months leading up to April of 2022. So, my word of caution, my word of not warning, but admonition to everybody is please reverse engineer your plan, your own individual plan, because it's going to be different for everybody. Everyone, depending on what your rank is, the path to getting to this trip is going to be different. You get points through enrollments, you get points through reorders, and you get heavy points by not only your own rank advancements, but by when your people, your directs or your personally enrolled people rank advance. And a big strategy is help other people qualify. Pick 4 or 5 or 3 people who really want to qualify for this trip and work with them. That will help you qualify. But again, don't wait until this month is over to really put that plan together. Do it right now. Do it tonight if you haven't done it. And make sure you understand how the point system works. Figure out what you need to do to get the points from new enrollments, the points from reorders, the points from rank advancements, and the points from your personals rank advancing. And if you do that, just follow that path, follow that game plan. Make it a game plan. Put it up on your wall. And if you do that, if you reverse engineer the goal, right, with what you're going to do today, you'll get there. That's what the people who qualify do. That's the big secret. The people that make it, they don't have, it's not a function of luck. It's not because they had any advantage. It's because when the incentive trip was announced, they immediately made that plan. So it's not too late. It's the middle of August. I'm hoping most of you are already running, but that's kind of a highlight for me, David. Something that we were talking a lot about in July, and it's worth talking about now because we just launched 3 new bonuses in July: the activation bonus, the duplication bonus, and the reward bonus. We didn't do that because we just wanted some more bonuses. You'll recall all of our lengthy conversations with our finance department and operations, and really looking into the metrics of what grows a distributor's organization. Maybe say a couple words about that, David, if you don't mind, and I can go into some of the details. But this was quite an epiphany that we had, which was really the genesis or the impetus for why we developed these new bonuses.
Well, I think it's really tied to the underpinnings of building a solid business. It's great to have qualifications that people can run for and go on a trip, but that's kind of empty if it didn't help them build a core, strong foundation for their business. At the end of the day, yeah, they have great memories and a suntan or a sunburn based upon who they are at the trip. But the much more important thing in these bonuses tied to activation and enrolling people, and duplication, helping other people do it and helping them get on their reorders. And again, it really doesn't do any good to introduce somebody to the product and not follow up on making sure that they're taking the product. They need to take the product to get the benefits. So if you're being rewarded for, everything, I guess I would say it this way, almost everything is better as a team. Okay. And so if you go to the gym and work out and you're doing it by yourself and there's a weight that's kind of too heavy for you to lift, if you try it on your own without somebody spotting you or helping you out, it can be a little dangerous. That is no fun. And so you're not going to push yourself. But if you have somebody there that can help you out and said, no, I got it, stretch yourself and do this. And if you can't quite do it by yourself, I'll help you there. This is building teamwork. It's building teams. You're helping them. And by doing so, you're getting rewarded for yourself through the duplication bonus, helping them stay on it month after month. You're getting benefited through their reorder bonus, and enrollment is the name of the game, introducing new people to the company. So those
Right.
That's what I think is really, and it seems, we talk about being an epiphany, but at the end of the day, we ought to just say,
Right.
I can't believe we didn't think of this earlier, So
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I know that many of you a week or two ago heard Noemi Garcia in our Activz school in English talk about some very interesting statistics that were what prompted us coming out with these bonuses. And I think it's worth mentioning, even though this is a founders call, we like to keep it kind of high level. This is really important stuff, right? It's as important if you really want to help improve lives. It's as important as understanding our product. It's as important as understanding the nature of epigenetic science and what our products do and why they're so critically important and why we know that we're on that cutting edge of biotech science. It's equally as important as understanding how to grow a business, because if you know how to grow your own independent distribution franchise, you're going to know how to reach tens of thousands of people. So what Noemi shared in the Activz school were some really interesting statistics which are behind our bonus. She shared basically that if you help somebody generate a check in their first month, that person statistically has a 78% probability that they're going to reorder product in their second month, right? Along the lines of what you were just saying. And that person has close to a 60% likelihood that they're going to also enroll somebody else by virtue of having helped them get a check in that first month. And that's why we came out with the activation bonus, right? We want to help someone not only get a check in their first month, but get an ROI in their first month. So we kick in that extra $80 when they enroll 3 people in the first 30 days. Now, conversely to that, what Noemi also shared, David, you'll remember from our Activz school a couple of weeks ago, was that if someone spends a month, their first 30 days in Activz, and they don't get a check, there is about a 30% chance that they're going to order in the second month, right? It drops precipitously, sadly. And there's about a 6% chance that they're ever going to enroll another person or introduce Activz to someone else. So what that tells me, right, and that tells you, and it really tells all of us, this is why we came out with these bonuses, is don't enroll someone as a distributor. Go ahead, enroll people. Don't enroll them as a distributor unless you're willing to help them get a check in their first month. Help them get a check, right? There are two very different life cycles that follow what you help, what you help someone do in their first month. So that's why we came up with the bonuses, right? The duplication bonus, help that person quickly duplicate and have get that taste of success and help them reorder, right? And so I'm hopeful, and I know everybody in the company, we have high expectations that these new bonuses over time are going to have a big impact in increasing retention and increasing the rate of duplication and overall business success that our distributors have. So if you're new to Activz, look into this, check this out. Make sure you know how to hit the ground running and how to immediately start making money in your business. And if you're not new to Activz, make sure you're able to teach these bonuses to new people to join us. So that's really what stood out for me in July. And David, August has been a blur because I feel like we just ended July. And I'm excited that in August, we're actually paying out a little bit extra on the duplication bonus, because to earn 6% when your personals duplicate, and that's 6% fast start bonus, we're kicking in an extra $10, right? When those people enroll their first $3. So if 3 people. So if you help your personals enroll one person, you get an extra $10 in addition to the 6% fast start. When they enroll a second person, you're going to get an extra 6% plus $10. When you help them enroll their third person in their first 3 days, you get 6% fast start plus you're getting that extra $10. So we're paying out $10 on the second and third person as a promotion this month. I'm excited because we're seeing a ton of duplication taking place already this month of August. So keep it up. And really, let's celebrate duplication, because real growth and longevity and distributor success, residual income is great as long as people keep buying product, right? And it's only as strong as that occurs. It's only as strong as duplication. So get the duplication cycle going. Anyways, that's what I'm excited about August. We're really focusing on duplication and seeing a lot of duplication occurring with brand new distributors within their first 90 days. So David, what are you looking forward to doing and seeing happen during the month of August?
Well, the one thing I really like is the fact that, in retrospect, we might have said, well, we should have done that from the very beginning of the company. Okay, had these bonuses in place and really had that focus be. And now, we're going to have a 4-year anniversary in November in Mexico, and yet we put these bonuses in place. We're paying extra in August, so it wasn't too late. Better late than never. So where I'm going with this, you can probably tell, is that if you've been involved in the company and you haven't been, hitting some of these benchmarks, you haven't been enrolling people and things, and it's well past your first 30 days. Okay, fine. It's past our 30 days too. And we put these things in place, and it's showing results. And so if you start treating it even from day one now, if you want, and do it over your next 30 days, it's fine. The principle still applies. As to when you do apply it, and it's been fun. I've been able to see these hotspots growing on the English side in particular. I was down with a group of 40 people in Orangeville, Utah. I think it was basically, it's kind of funny. I don't know about you, Ryan, but when I go to people and talk about timing, I'll say the timing's still great. Yeah, we've grown a lot. We've more than doubled in sales over the past year, almost tripled in sales over the past year. But still, if you walk outside of this meeting and talk to 100 people, probably 100 people will not have heard of Activz, and it's still a great opportunity. Well, I had to change that in Orangeville, Utah, because if you step out of that building, and talk to 100 people, there may not be another 100 people in Orangeville, Utah, for number one. And number two is they probably have heard of Activz because it's such a small town. So that's kind of fun. But wouldn't it be awesome if we get to the point where everywhere we have Activz people, we are showing what the benefits of the products are, what the benefits of the science are, and the benefits of the compensation plan. The other thing I'm really excited about talking about and focusing on is at the global event, Dr. Hybertson presented on the Spanish side, and he talked about some latest updates in NRF2 science, especially how it related to COVID-19. And it was interesting. He talked about, this study, NRF2 activator, as a potential therapeutic agent against COVID-19. What if it was a different study and it said Activz as a potential therapeutic agent against, financial disaster, or then they talked about another one. Can activation of NRF2 be a strategy against COVID-19? Can activation of your business, of your distributorship, be a strategy against financial disaster? I think you could say the same thing. Then physical inactivity is associated with a higher risk for severe COVID-19 outcomes. I think you can say business inactivity is associated with a higher risk for severe financial outcomes. And I think, it's just so interesting to me how the things we talk about in terms of the product, you got to use it to get the benefit, apply to the business. You got to do it to get the benefit. And if you do on both sides, you will see real tangible benefits that they're not going to be a result of just rah, let's go get them, boys and girls, or just us blowing smoke. It's going to be real, because we see, Ryan, every single day, people, everyday, ordinary people who sometimes they had faith in themselves, sometimes they didn't. But by following the plan and utilizing these things that we're talking about, they have really changed their lives. And I can't wait for the next success story. And there's many already on this call tonight that are proving me right in this respect. And they're going to be participating in these things and presenting down the road.
That's exactly right. Well, David, I think that you sufficiently distilled a lot of the energy and excitement, into this month from what we launched in July. And I like the anecdote that you shared, the story you shared talking to Oscar. I guess my closing thoughts are this. There's a lot of things going on that are really incredible. I shared recently earlier this week on Latinos en Acción, which is a big Spanish conference that we had on Thursday with about 550 people, that this week alone, I've been asked to be on Zooms at night with leaders that are joining us, other people that are joining us, entire teams. A lot of people in Colombia joining us, but they're joining us from other companies. It just underscores the fact that we're in the right place at the right time. And I think everyone needs to remember that. There's a principle that I learned a long time ago, and I've been talking about lately also, and I'm thinking about this principle as I think about August. Yes, we launched these new bonuses. Yes, we launched the Costa Rica incentive trip. We launched Bitcoin, and incidentally, we'll be able to pay in Bitcoin in just a couple more weeks beginning in September. So if you want to ride that wave, let us know, and that will be a payment option for you. I think it's very exciting. It's going to help us. It will expand our reach and our ability to pay people who, for whom it's difficult for us to be able to pay. But that's a different topic entirely. Where I'm going with this is the importance of urgency. What I've been talking about this lately, because we can have the best science in the world, David. We can have the best products, and I believe we do. I believe that we are at the bleeding edge of biotech, right? This is not the present. This is the future of wellness. The future of medicine is understanding epigenetics and epigenetic science, and we are at that forefront with Activz and the foundation that we've built the company upon. But it doesn't avail us anything if we don't take action. Now, many of you will recognize the phrase that success loves speed, right? If it's the first time hearing that, maybe you're scratching your head saying, what do you mean success loves speed? It really does. So we have a great idea. Activz is a great idea. It's the best idea anyone's had in a long time. But we can't drag our feet in sharing it, right? We need to be urgent. And that doesn't mean desperate. It means urgency. It means efficiency. Urgency, for me, is defined as efficiency. Sometimes I see people joining Activz, and they say, I don't have a full-time job. I quit my job and I'm doing this full-time. And it worries me. And I say, well, I'm a student of Jim Rohn, right? I believe, working on your full-time job and working part-time on your fortune. So why don't you focus on this part-time on your fortune, and then once you replace your income, then go full-time here. So that will allow you to avoid being desperate, right? Needing to enroll someone, needing to sell a product to somebody. And that will also allow you to work with urgency and not desperation. So these are tricks of the trade, right? That we talk about a lot. But I do want to counsel everybody who's listening to this, work with more urgency. You'll see the benefits. Urgency. Don't waste time. Don't waste time, organizing emails, updating Facebook profiles, or things like that. Focus on productive activity, not just activity, productive activity, inviting, contacting, following up. In Spanish, there's a phrase that we use a lot, which is dominar la presentación y dominar el guía del éxito, which is master the presentation and master the success guide. Those are two fundamental necessities to becoming successful. You don't have to be an expert, but you do need to master your own story. You need to know this presentation. What is your story? Practice it until it flows out of you, right? Because it doesn't make you an expert, but it gives you posture, and you transfer that. You transfer your belief to people when you have posture. So make sure you're doing that. And as you do that, you will then be able to work with much more urgency. So I'm going to close, David. My closing thoughts are just to kind of echo this sentiment as articulated many years ago by the late, great Jim Rohn. He said, without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. So if you don't want to lose that desire, work with urgency, transfer your belief, right? Don't waste time. Find people, right? And you don't need to prospect. You just need to ask for referrals. Ask people that you know who they know that would be interested in improving their health or their wellness or their financial situation. In fact, do that every day, right? And if you only do that, if you only ask for referrals, you will be surprised at the results, right? This is something that a lot of people today that are having great success in Activz, they have shifted from prospecting to just asking for referrals, and they do it every day, right? And they follow up 2 to 3 weeks after. So anyways, that's what I'm going to leave with you. Have a great August, everybody. And David, I'm going to give you the final word.
Great stuff. I just think that the other thing is just take a page out of Nike and do it, and get involved, and let's transfer that activity, and just doing what you just talked about, Ryan. Even a little bit every day is a little victory under your belt that will give you increased confidence. And the more you do it, the easier it gets, and the more delicious it becomes to you. And then those endorphins, that kind of like that runner's high. There is a network marketing endorphin that's also released when you share and get that satisfaction from somebody's eyes opening up and say, really, I didn't know that. And tell me more. And you might say, well, I have to go through 100 people to find that. Well, you might have to, but at the end of the day, time's going to go by. You're either getting closer to your goals or not. And so putting that little extra effort that you talked about, I think is wonderful advice. So have a great month, everybody. We're looking forward to seeing you on the road, on Zooms, and everywhere else we can. And we hope that you and your families are safe, that you're taking Activz products every day, and you're talking about it every day.
Thanks, David. Have a great month, everybody. We'll see you next month on the 15th of September. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.